So many times I hear the most beautiful stories from people. I had to go to New York recently, and they arranged for a limousine to pick me up and get me to the airport, okay? So I'm chit-chatting with the limo driver. And we got on the subject of kindness, of just how you never know where God is. And I don't know how we started on that subject, because I'd just been in the limo 5 minutes, but with me it's, who knows. And he says that one time he was waiting to pick up someone, and a bunch of kids in the neighborhood came over and said, "Hey, can we see the inside of your limousine?" And he said normally he would say to these kids, "Get out of here." And he said he didn't know what got into him that day. And he said, "Sure, of course." And he opens up the door, and they said, "Could we have a ride?" And he said, "I don't know, go ask your mother." He said, "If your mom says it's okay, then it's okay with me. I'll take you for a ride." So they went and got some of the parents, and the parents came down. And he said to the parents, "Do you want to go with? I'll take you all for a ride." So the next thing you know, he says he's suddenly filled with a limo full of parents and kids. And he's thinking to himself, how did he get himself into this position? And he dropped himself back off and emptied the limo. And then he decided that he wanted to start a limousine company of his own. He was just feeling like he should. And this was driving him crazy for months. About 2 months after that event, he finally gets the courage to start his own limo company. And he gets a call, and it turns out it's those people. And they were, both of them, corporate people. And the next thing you know, he had his client list filled with continual limo services because he gave their children a ride. Now, was that an insignificant task? Do you see what I'm saying to you? When you live in divine consciousness, you live in the perspective that there's no such thing as an invisible act of power. It's all visible to God. There's no such thing. As you enter into your madness, it's the madness of what you expect God to look like. And you have to go through the journey of having that part of you break down. You have to go through that journey. It's very difficult. It's very difficult because it'll look like this, on and on. There'll be times when you're in madness, you won't be able to feel a thing for the person you think you love the most. There'll be times when you won't be able to generate 1 ounce of sexual energy, 1 ounce of emotional. You don't know where your energy went. It was here a prayer ago. You have no idea. You find yourself feeling absolutely no energy for the life you're living. You find yourself somehow drifting in this state of oblivion, walking the streets thinking, what do I do? How do I get out of this? What have I done? And you wait, and you wait. It's at that stage, when you're in that kind of madness, someone says, what's the matter with you? And you think, should I tell them the truth? This is what happened. I started to say a couple of potent prayers, and the next thing you know, my life's upside down. Life was much simpler when I was an atheist. All right. Well, you can't tell them the truth. Well, you can, and you can't. Right? But what you tell yourself is, I'm going through the breakdown of the way I want God to be so I can allow God to be the way God needs to be in my life instead of the way I want God to be. Did you hear that? You've got to go through the breakdown of the God you want versus the way God is. And that's got to take you through the breakdown of so many of the things you thought you'd want in your life, the things you thought you'd have, including your spiritual goals for yourself. It is so like people these days to form spiritual goals for themselves and to decide, God wants me to do this. I know God does. I saw it, I imagined it. And it's always an ambition. The thing that I want you to leave, at least when you listen to this program, You take this one truth with you. God doesn't need your help to get you to live your life.
Let your attention now go to your feet and toes. And as you focus your attention on your feet and toes, quietly think and repeat to yourself, letting go.